Why are you doing fireworks? It's July 11th. Hello, it has been a minute or like 5 months. I had a video that was actually more recent, but I took it down for reasons I'll get to in a little while. I didn't really know where to start having such a long break, so I decided to do a get ready with me at like 9:30 p.m. I have like a list of stuff that's just been happening over the last few months. I mean, we all know what has been happening in general. And life hasn't been that exciting for me personally. I'm just gonna shut up and do my makeup. I'm going to be using, I've already primed, I'm using this CoverGirl Olay Simply Ageless foundation. I got in an influencer box. Influencer? I don't know how to say that. I don't really like it. It's kind of oily and the color's not right. For some reason, very pink compared to what I normally use, even though it is a neutral shade. I just picked neutral because I am neutral. You didn't know. I use distilled water for my makeup sponges because tap water where I live breaks me out. And speaking of breakouts, my skin looks like shit. I would like to completely blame it all on the masks, and the masks is part of it. As you can see, it's like where the masks are, but it's also that I've just been like seriously neglecting self-care, and I'm sure quite, I don't know where to put this bowl of water. I'm sure quite a few of you can relate to that. I've been calling it my COVID depression. I'm going to color correct under my eyes with this LA Girl Pro Conceal in Peach. What I was getting at is, I think everyone can relate to feeling a bit depressed, lost. I guess not really confused. I mean, a little confused because none of us know what to do besides stay home as much as we can, social distance, wear a mask, wash our hands. Which I was really surprised that washing your hands was a thing people need to be told to do. Also, I do have a fan on because it's very hot, so if my hair is moving, that is why. I wish companies would just stop putting fragrance in beauty products because that's what perfume is for. I don't need my foundation to smell like anything. Back to COVID depression. I've been neglecting self-care. Like, I eat, I brush my teeth, but I haven't been washing my face unless I've worn makeup. I didn't repurchase my serum for like my acne because I just couldn't be bothered. I also don't know if you can tell in this light, but I have a bit of a tan going on, so this color is slightly too light, but I'm hoping that these lights kind of just make it look okay. I wrote a little list because it's been so long, I don't exactly know what has happened. Let's see. I turned 30, which had a whole thing planned, like a couple my favorite places I wanted to go to dinner, but that obviously didn't happen because my birthday was in April and that's when we were in like the hardest lockdown. I'm not at all mad about it. I understand, but I think we're all just feeling overwhelmed. Our normal routine is in the garbage. Nobody knows what they're doing. I mean, there's so many people without jobs. There are so many people whose jobs are kind of like, we don't know what's going to happen. We might have to lay you off. It's super stressful for everyone. So I'm not out here acting like I'm a victim by any means. It has make doctor's appointments kind of difficult just because I am high risk. I don't exactly feel comfortable going into doctor's offices, but there's some I don't have a choice and it gives me terrible anxiety. I'm going to conceal with a concealer I'm not going to recommend. I'm going to get into that right now just because I'm using it. So if you know what it is, you know what it is. If you don't, I'm going to tell you a great concealer is Tarte Shape Tape. I really enjoy that concealer. I really enjoy this concealer too, but I'm no longer going to be discussing Jeffree Star on my channel. So a lot of people could argue that I chose to ignore certain things for certain reasons and continue to buy Jeffree Star cosmetics. The rule on my channel and in my life is just makeup is makeup. Purchases are purchases. I don't believe there's such thing as ethical consumption. I'm not going to dive too deep into my politics, but I believe everything is probably unethical. You just might not know about it. Really why I started drifting away from the brand was before all of this giant drama started. It started with the conspiracy palette and watching the quality of the products decline significantly. I obviously own a lot of his products and I will be using them up. But besides the concealer, which this is the only concealer I have, and it will go bad, so I kind of have to. I won't be using any of those products in my videos. It will be a strictly off-camera. What are words? I don't know. And I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit Light to Medium. I'm going to contour with this middle shade, which I believe is called Fawn. I can't see myself in the monitor, but it looks like my face and my neck are two different colors. My face looks a lot more pale. I'm going to mix these two end shades as a bronzer. I don't know what these are called. Java and Havana, maybe? Okay, well that is darker than I wanted. I'm so glad the camera is forgiving because this doesn't look great at first. Let's look at my list and see something else I want to talk about. Depression, anxiety. Oh, to touch back on like that COVID depression. I've been working on like my own. Oh my god, this is terrible. I also barely been doing makeup, so this might not turn out good at all because I'm a little rusty. I've started journaling to work through, you know, my own anxieties and everything that's happening. Okay, I'm gonna diffuse that a little bit. Setting my under eyes with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I don't want to use too much, nor do I powder anywhere else on my face because I have a lot of texture and it just clings to that. I do have a favorite matte foundation, which is this Cover FX Power Play, but matte foundation looks really bad on my skin, super textured, so I've been mostly sticking with the Double Wear. This is my winter shade. I need to, when I get off here, order my summer shade, but I've just been trying to use this up because I don't want it to go to waste. It's not inherently bad. It will be good for filming, but I don't like to wear it all day long. But let's be real, I'm taking this off the moment the camera turns off, so it's not a huge deal. What else have I been doing? So I'm sure we all just experienced this, but I've been cooking at home a lot more because it's just really not safe for me to eat out, especially now that tons of servers and employees at restaurants are getting this. seeing as we forced a reopen. So I've been making a lot of stuff from home, which has given me the opportunity to make stuff from scratch, which has been nice. Like I make my own pasta sauce. I've been making like my own pierogies, making my own bread, make my own breadsticks. I make my own garlic bread now. I found a nice recipe for garlic butter. Oh, I'm going in with the Benefit Gimme Brow in shade 5. While I enjoy cooking a lot, having very limited... Okay, what are you doing? Having limited energy makes it difficult because there's a lot of cleanup that's involved with cooking, and cooking just takes a lot of energy. It's really rewarding, but it's another reason I haven't... besides just being depressed, I haven't really touched makeup or filmed because I'm doing all these other things like cooking everything from scratch, which is great, but when I'm low on spoons, it's a little hard. And then I'm cleaning. I'm constantly cleaning. I don't know what it is that being home all the time just makes the house messier, which that sounds very dumb for me to say. Like, obviously your house is messier, but I've also had to use so many spaces to like stockpile on things when I can find it. But like our whole spare room is just like extra food, extra paper products. There's like extra stuff in the laundry room. There's extra stuff in the pantry. So it's kind of just spilling out and creating clutter and mess that I wouldn't normally have. This is the Maybelline Brow Extensions Fiber Pomade Crayon in, I think it's like brown black. Yeah, black brown. I got this in an influencer box as well, and I actually really like it. I do like the Dip Brow pomade, but I feel like I only really want to use that when I want super defined brows, where this I can just fill in the thin areas when I just want to use Gimme Brow. Hopefully these look tolerable. The smell from this foundation is starting to give me a headache. It's so perfumey. And the thing is, because it's for like aging skin, it's not necessarily a matte, which is weird to say because it clings really bad to the texture of my forehead. So it doesn't dry down completely matte, but it clings to my texture worse than matte foundations. I don't know. The luxury of the camera is it kind of smooths my skin, but I would not go out with this foundation. At least not on my forehead. It looks fine everywhere else, but I have a lot of old acne, like pitting on my forehead, and this just like clings to it. Maybe you can see. I don't know. I'm gonna wait into blush and highlighter until I decide like what I'm doing with this. So I'm going to play with Melt Radioactive. I like the packaging on this. So this has been a controversial palette. People loved it or hate it. I'm just going to stop speaking for the rest of the day. Either loved it or hated it. I got it half off, so I decided to try it because it's real pretty. Melt had like their sale in like June or May, or time means nothing. Whenever they did a sale, that's when I got it. And I got a couple other things too. The primer I'm using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer, but I had to put in this thing because it wouldn't stop oozing. The component squeezy tube would be the main reason I don't buy it again, despite it being a very good product. So what have I been up to? So I got Animal Crossing when it came out, but if you've ever played Animal Crossing, unless you're into time traveling, you can only play it a little bit each day, which is fine. But I got a little bored with it, so I've been taking a break. I do like to do it before I go to bed because it's kind of relaxing. But then I miss out on the daytime things because it's dark. So I'll have to play it soon during the day just to get some stuff done. I've binge watched some shows. Obviously Tiger King, like everyone. And then Schitt's Creek. The Jeffrey Epstein thing, and Sabrina. It's been a long 4 months. I don't really remember everything I watched. It was really disappointing to see that Sabrina got canceled, by the way. Like, that was some shit. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Let's start with this yellow. I know it has glitter in it. By the way, this palette would have been A++ if it was all matte. Quite a bit of kick up. That's okay. Oh, that is pigmented. So I haven't quite caught up with Sabrina yet because I took a break to just watch some other things. It's a very dark show, like lighting wise, so I can only comfortably watch it at night. Oh, I watched the show You, and I'm currently reading the book. The book is also very good. I'm maybe like a quarter of the way through the book. It's weird how the show almost matches up with the book, like identically. I kind of like when they do that. Oh, we got a tree and planted it, which was fun. Although it gives me constant anxiety because it's like, what if I kill this tree? What if I don't water it enough or I water it too much? It's not as easy as just like having a tree. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I just haven't played with this yet and I wanted to play with it. Oh, one thing that freaked me out was I got asthmatic bronchitis at the start of this. Like, I don't exactly remember what month it was. I inhaled some Lysol, and because I wasn't doing my steroid inhaler, the bronchial tubes got all inflamed and irritated, and I started coughing, and for a brief second I was positive that I had coronavirus. I did not because, well, I guess I can't say I didn't, but nobody got it. Nobody else got it, and it was gone in like 24 hours, so I don't think that that's what that was. Okay, so to diffuse the edges, I'm taking some of the translucent powder and just blending. And I already said it, but this foundation makes my skin look like shit. I do not recommend it unless you have very smooth skin. I got through my list a lot faster than I thought I was going to. I haven't bought much makeup. I did buy stuff for my birthday as planned, but not everything I was going to buy because I never got my 20% off from Ulta, so I just did the VIB sale at Sephora, and then when the 420 palette released, they also did their 50% off sale of the other stuff, so I got this palette, Gemini, and the Vita palette. Unfortunately, I can't say it, I'm very white, Myrte, the other palette that goes with Vita, I'm so sorry. That one was sold out, or else I would have got that too. And then right when quarantine started, I got a couple other like ColourPop things from Ulta because I had my birthday reward to use and some points. So I just ordered a couple ColourPop things, and yeah, that was really it. I got some free stuff, like a couple Maybelline things and like this CoverGirl thing. I don't know. It just seems inappropriate to buy a bunch of makeup right now. Okay. Orange green, orange green. let's do orange. I have a bunch of makeup that I want, obviously. I made a whole video about a list of stuff that I wanted. And you know, some of it I was gonna try this year, blah blah blah, and that hasn't happened. Taking more of that yellow and blending the two together. But I have all these new palettes that I haven't used. Like, this is technically a first impression for me. I also don't get why people were complaining so much about these being hard to work with. I know I've only used 2 colors so far, but it seems to be performing well. But I know a lot of people just hate Melt Cosmetics formula. I really like it, which is why I snagged all these palettes. Now they just came out with like a purple one, like She's in Parties, I think it's called. And it's like one of their stacks, I think. I've noticed they've been switching their stacks over to palettes, which is kind of nice. I don't travel, like, ever, so that a stack really isn't a huge deal for me. I have a lot of really bulky palettes. Like, this was half off at Sephora when I made my order for the VIB sale. It's like so obnoxious. It's another Melt palette, but again, I just wouldn't take it with me. If I do happen to travel somewhere, I tend to just take 1 or 2 tiny palettes because I just don't want to add bulkiness to my luggage. So I guess you could say these, like the orange, can get kind of patchy. I have to rant. I hate when companies put like just the micro glitter in the eyeshadow. It's not enough for you to even notice it, and then when you blend it kind of goes away. I heard someone say that the excuse that brands give for that is the tiny glitter is supposed to help the colors blend better. Maybe that's true. I mean, it would make sense that that's why it like blends away. But it also just seems like a really bad excuse. I don't know. I think I want to do pink. It is a matte shade, which is super weird for me. I almost always put shimmers on my lid, so this is something new. I think I'm not gonna like cut my lid, I'm just gonna put the pink over it. Okay, we're gonna get some fallout here. I've never been one to do my face last. I don't know why. It would make a lot of sense to do that. Okay, well that is very pretty, very neon. I'm gonna dip into that orange and just like blend these two together. I guess you can see a little bit of lid peeking through, which might be prevented with that glitter primer because it's sticky. Also, I didn't get all the way into the corner. I told you I was rusty. The green would be cute. And I kind of like this teal arsenic. So I'm noticing I'm very quiet. Probably because I'm very tired. Because it is probably like 10 p.m. My neighbors have been very quiet during this whole quarantine, so I could film during the day. The problem is this room gets a lot of sun and it gets very hot, and then the windows kind of expand and make like this annoying ticking noise that the microphone picks up, which is nothing that I want. I already have to edit a bunch of other crap out. I don't want to edit that too. Inner corner. There's not really color there in here that would do it. Again, they are mostly mattes. Never mind. No, I'm gonna use Ripple. It's a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. If I can open it. Does anyone else? This is super gross. Does anyone else sometimes like when they like touch their tear duct like that with a tissue or makeup or whatever, you ever get like the squishy noise, like wet grass? Because mine does that a lot and I don't know what that means. Besides that, I'm probably gross. Okay, we all know that I can't use eyeliner, or if you don't know, now you know. I cannot use eyeliner. Except like my waterline. So, I got this blue from Morphe color pencil. Harper. I'm gonna throw that. I thought I had a color that was like, you know, this one would have worked better. This poolside. Oh well, we started with Harper. These aren't the greatest eyeliners I've ever used, but they were very cheap, like $3. And I needed some color. I will eventually upgrade because I really like the 24/7 liner by Urban Decay, but those are like $20 a piece and a little steep. I'm using Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I know some people do not like this, but it works very well on my lashes. All of my blushes are literally the same color. I need to expand. I really like blush. So we're just going to use my Color Effects Monochromatic Blush Duo in Soft Peach. I made a giant mistake, and Ulta had these 50% off. It's like their 21 Days of Beauty. And I was online at 2 a.m. and I was like, I'll just order these when I wake up, and they were all sold out. And I still haven't forgiven myself. Okay, well I guess that's all I have for today. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm sorry it has been so long. I do plan on actively posting twice a week from this moment forward. I've probably said that 100,000 times, but this time I mean it. It's 10:30 p.m. so I'm going to move on to another video or go to bed. I haven't decided. I will see you guys, hopefully, fingers crossed, on Friday.